All right, here we go, guys. This is it. First of two games. I think we'll do a little doubleheader here for you today. We're playing against Ming Chuang University, and we'll take a quick look over here at their history and where they've been. They were at some point in time up at the top, and then they fell here in 2023 down into the second division. And now they're trying to come straight back up. So let's see what we can do here. We're playing this first one against them at home. And we're going to go ahead and just keep this team the way that we were last time. Not making any changes at all other than our one change over at the left wing back because of our man who was got himself sent off. So let's see what we can do. And we're not going to do anything to ease anybody's expectations. The only expectations I want to ease are the expectations for the graphics of this game. I just restarted this computer in hopes of trying to get things working a little bit better, and I'm not sure if it's going to work better or not. We'll see what happens. We've had a couple of problems here over the course of the Hexagon challenge as we've been trying to keep the game functioning well on a graphical level. You know, the funny thing is that it actually works pretty well if I don't record. That's the thing that does it. It's using OBS at the same time. And I know that it's not ideal, and it's the way that we have to do it. Saluting over to Magunda, over to Shoot Your Way, looking for Fenelus, and it, once again, can't quite find him. This is the Fenelus who we just offered the new contract to. Hopefully that will calm him down enough so that we can keep playing. And this is the thing. If we lose, then there is no season to worry about next. And that was a really good header there by Samb, I think it was, and that one just went right over the top crossbar. And they have a throw now. See if we can go back and win this one. And it's Chen Boyu, and Li Mao runs over and heads that one, but he only heads it as far as another attacking player. Samb, however, is able to go intercept that over to Ling Guanda. Ling Guanda moves this one up, and he finds Huang Chuyuan playing on the left side. And it's going to be over with Menegong. We had a couple players offside then, and Menegong ends up blowing that one up into the stands. And so the pressure is starting to get to these guys. And let's see if we can get this ball off of them quickly. There's Menegong making the stop, and he feeds this over there for Li Mao. It's over to Shoot Your Way, and there was a foul there that ended up not being called. And so once again, we're having a little bit of bad luck. Menegong here, and Ling Guanda is taking a knock and is going to have to come off. Ends up back with Menegong, and he's not offside, which is sort of miraculous. Shoot Your Way ends up going back and grabbing that. We are going to have to take Ling Guanda off, I think, in a second. He's not showing he's coming up with an injury, and he has been knocked around again. He's really getting battered and bruised so far here in this first half. And we need to get back, and we need to play some defense. And fortunately for us, that shot is off target. So we're having problems here once again as we face the big match, and that's where we always seem to have problems. Xie Penglong with the ball, lumps it over Ling Guanda, heads it over to Magunda, who lumps this forward for Fenelus, who's behind the defense. And his lob of a shot is over everybody's head, and it was kind of far to shoot from. This is a familiar problem that we've been dealing with for quite some time on quite a few teams, no matter what tactic we use. That's sort of the amateur problem. Fenelus now over Li Mao to Shoot Your Way, and I'm not sure what that was. He sort of gave up on that one. Xie Penglong now with the ball. Finds Magunda. Magunda back to Xie Penglong. Xie Penglong lumps this one forward for Menegong. It's a really poor idea of a pass. Shoot Your Way with it over to Menegong. And he finds Fenelus, who can't quite get onto that one, and he looks a little bit nervous. And it's over with Katata again, who passes to Xie Penglong, now to Magunda. Magunda lumps this one forward for Fenelus, who's behind the defense again. I think he's onside. And he ends up kicking that into the side netting. So Fenelus, maybe it was a bad idea to give him this contract. I mean, this is the thing. If we can get a better striker, he's not going to be on the team anymore, right? It doesn't matter if I'm paying him or not. We just won't play him. That's why we only have a one-year contract with him because, if he can't do it, then somebody else will be able to do it. And it's Menegong here with the ball. Finds Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting with it, lumps this one over looking for Li Mao, and it's an awful pass. And we're having problems again. We're not building it up slowly. We're not taking control of the match. We're playing like we're trying to just sort of lump it forward. There's Fenelus with it again, and he's fouled in the penalty area, and there's no call. And I can't tell if that was a drop, stop, and roll or what. Li Mao with it over to Menegong, who looks over there for Fenelus again. There is the header on target. He was offside, but at least he'll feel a little bit better about coming at least somewhat close to a goal. This was fairly good by Menegong finally, and Fenelus is clearly offside. He does get a nice-looking header in there, which is something that he probably takes some pride and some satisfaction in getting off. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad so far from these players, nobody really having an outstanding performance at all. And there goes the graphics card glitching up again. Cai Yuting's going to run back and grab this one, and let's see what he can do with it. Passes over to Huang Chiyuan, over to Magunda, to Li Mao, over to Ling Guanda, back to Magunda, to Li Mao again, to Magunda, over to Shu Chirwei, and it's over to Fenelus. And this is almost unwatchable. Over to Shu Chirwei, and it's over to Li Mao, who blasts one from short range, and we're going to have to do a little bit of messing around again. And as I've said before, I hate having to do this, but this is really, really poor quality. And we'll put this back over here on automatic, and I mean, I'm not quite sure what else to do other than just turn anti-aliasing off and sort of hope and pray that that's enough to get this game running smoothly again. I don't know what's causing the problem, and that looks a little bit better. We have that frame rate on automatic. It seems to fix things a little bit. Xie Penglong over to Huang Chiyuan. And we may have to turn the crowd off again. Over to Magunda now. He lumps this forward looking for Fenelus, and it's over his head. And there finally is the penalty call. I think we've had about 5 different claims for the penalty. And this is going to be Xie Penglong who's going to take this, and he scores it, and it's 1-0 from Mars FC. We had a number of guys knocked around there in the box, and I'm surprised that it took so long for there to finally be a call. We've had that happen now. I think it was about 4 different highlights in a row, and finally we got the call. So it's 1-0 now for Mars FC. Now we just have to make sure that we don't give up a equalizer, and then we'll be good to go. Sam goes back and wins that one over to Cai Yuting, to Fenelus, and he finds Li Mao. Li Mao blasts a shot from the middle of nowhere. So it's another poor idea, and it's another example of the players not playing according to the tactic. There's nothing in the tactic that says go blast the ball from the middle of nowhere. Magunda over to Ling Guanda. Ling Guanda with it, and passes back to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting over to Ling Guanda again. We're still having that stuttering problem. Over to Li Mao. Li Mao over back to Menegong, and it's up for Fenelus, who has a header, and he seems to have calmed down a little bit. And unfortunately, the keeper is able to grab control of that one. Let's see if we can get the ball off of them and get another offensive highlight. And Kataka, fortunately, is able to get onto that ball. That was in a real dangerous position, and we had a bunch of defenders who were standing there sort of looking at their shoes, not doing anything. Li Mao with it, and he passed over to Ling Guanda, down to Magunda. Magunda over for Huang Chiyuan. It was a poor pass, but he got to it, to Xie Penglong. Xie Penglong with it now, and he passes it back to Katata over to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting down to Samb to Li Mao. Li Mao with it, and he looks to find Fenelus in behind the defense, and he finds them, and he shoots and scores, and that makes it 2-0. He's clearly onside. So Fenelus is able to score, 10th goal of the season. He is able to score in the end, and this is after looking like he wasn't going to do much of anything. Fenelus remains the best striker here in Taiwan, and we're kind of happy to have him on our team, even though he seems to have poor matches, or slow matches, or slow halves of matches, that is, every now and then. Makes it 2-0. That's probably going to be enough for us. We'll go over here to the dressing room and tell them that we're delighted with what's going on. And we'll start the second half, and we'll see what happens from here and see if we can keep this game going and rolling. I thought maybe it was Google Chrome open in the background that was the problem. I thought it could have been a number of things going on. Honestly, I think that this is just the quality of this graphics card. So much for the $2,500 Apple iMac from only 4 years ago. And that's what we get for buying Apple products. Not that I've ripped into them before on this channel, and Kataka ends up winning that ball back and taking it in, and he rolls it over to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting with it now over to Sam. It's Sam up to Menegong, down to Li Mao, back to Sam again. Sam with the ball over to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting lumps his forward for Fenelus, ends up with Li Mao, and over to Magunda, who's standing there all alone. Over to Ling Guanda, over to Li Mao now. Li Mao, I'm not sure what he's trying to do. I suppose it was a shot. I think that was actually supposed to be a pass to Fenelus, who just stood there. And we have the ball for a goal kick over to Cai Yuting, now to Menegong. Menegong with it. It would be nice to score a few more goals if we could here, guys, so that the next match is not so close. Cai Yuting with it, and he lumps this forward again to nobody. And we have a problem in that we're trying to just sort of get the ball and lump it forward. Shoot Your Way, though, wants to win. Or to Fenelus, to Ling Guanda. Ling Guanda finds Fenelus, and I don't know what that was. I don't know what the hurry is, and we need to sort of relax a little bit and hold on to the ball for a little bit of time instead of just trying to push it forward as quickly as we possibly can, which is not working. So we should be up by more in this match. We saw in the last match that if we really put our mind to it, we can score goals in bunches. And, of course, as we can see here, we can also give them up in bunches, as it's Chen Po-yu who ends up scoring that one. That was really, really poor here by our defense. And we need to do a better job. That was a ridiculous goal for us to give up. And they sort of overloaded that side. That's our right side there that they've overloaded with players. And you can see nobody's guarding Chen Po Yu. And I don't know who this is here. It's Menogong, who doesn't know what he's doing. And that was pretty poor. And we're going to be pretty upset about this. Ling Guanda finally has been injured. And we'll put Shu Chihong in. Shu Chihong will come in for Ling Guanda, and I'm worried that that might be the last that Ling Guanda sees action for us this season at least. We'll see if we hold on to him either or not. He has some problems with his personality. Muna going here with the corner, and Sam had it, and that should have gone in and ended up hitting the crossbar and going just out. So survival is still a question for us. There's a throw in from Huang Chuyan over to Magunda now, over to Shepeng Long, back to Magunda, over to Huang Chuyan again. He knocks this one forward for pretty much nobody, then wins it himself, ends up with Magunda, and Magunda now will take charge over to shoot your way to Fenelus, to Li Mao, and he does the same thing he keeps doing, which is shooting these from far range, and he's not supposed to do that. I mean, the player instruction is set up so he shouldn't be doing that, and that's what he's doing anyway. Fenelus now with the ball, and that's forward to Li Mao. And he rounded the keeper and then ended up knocking the ball into the stratosphere. So and we've seen him do that a couple of times as well. So not exactly what we were hoping to see. He was not offside. He was actually onside, and this was not a bad attempt to round the keeper, but he needs to get in closer and make a shot. And if he's not going to do that, he needs to learn how to pass. Anyway, it's been a little bit ridiculous here playing with this team because we have a whole bunch of players who are not particularly interested in playing as a team. Li Mao now with the ball again, and he needs to look to pass, and he's just going to stand there with it. Over to Menogong, now to Sam over to Magunda. Magunda down to Shepeng Long, over to Huang Chuyan, and he finds Shu Chihong, and his shot is not really much of a shot, and it bends up and over and does a whole bunch of nothing. Huang Chuyan with a very, very poor match. He's not going to start the next one, I'll tell you that. And we'll see what we can do. We just want to see this one out. We got about 4 minutes left here of added time, and that's going to be the end of it. Magunda now with the ball. He passes back to Shepeng Long, over to Huang Chuyan. Shepeng Long now with it again. Over to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting lumps this one forward, looking for Shu Chihong, and can't find him. And that ends up being a corner for us. I'm not sure what their defender was trying to do. So Menogong will take the corner again, and he steps back and gets ready and fires. And now here he goes. Now it's the final whistle before he even kicks that one up. I mean, we almost had 70% of the possession. We dominated this match from beginning to the end, but we gave up a goal. So we'll see what happens. I will see you here again later on today for the second half of this, and we'll see how this goes. Talk to you then. Bye.